Well, today, where else would we do Pilates but by the pool in paradise? Today I'm going to take you through a neck and shoulder release because I have had some conversations with clients who've had some significant pain in shoulders. Lots of gardening, lots of making cakes, lots of sitting at the computer. So let's do some work to release the shoulder, release the upper torso and our neck. First of all, you'll need to lie down on your side. You can rest your head on a pillow if you wish. You can get really close to the edge of the pool, so if you get hot, you can dip your fingers in, cool yourself off. So rest your hand onto your bicep. You can bend your arm if you wish, or keep it reached out. Then taking the other arm across your chest and up towards the ceiling. And I've got my legs bent. You could, if you wish, straighten them out. It's just more comfortable to have them a little bit bent. Ensure that you've got the little gap here between your waist and the mat so that your spine is in one long line. And you're keeping an eye on your pelvis so that it stays in neutral as well. We're going to do little circles with the arms straight up. And I like to do it this way because we have gravity assisting us. So my arm can just sit naturally in the joint capsule, because I know many of you have the head of your humerus, which is the upper arm bone, sits a little bit forward, and that starts to create tension in our neck. We all know about that. So I'm going to do 7 little circles one way, and I mean really slowly. So it goes forward, down, back and up. And every time you do it, you'll feel a little micro release in all of those rotator cuff muscles, even into your upper trapezius if you're a little bit of a tight neck nanny. And I'll admit I'm one of those as well. So you want a little movement as possible. Your breath is calm, slow, and supports the movement. Then you pause and just see if you can connect with the muscles that attach to the lower point of your shoulder blade. And just draw your shoulder blade a little bit back and down towards your hips. That just resets it so we know you're in the right place. Now we're going to do 7 going the other way. So we're going to go back, up, forward and down. So you're not trying to make anything really big or impressionable. You're circling with your fingers at the outer end, and at the proximal end close into your joint is the ball of your upper arm doing little circles. Keep an awareness of where that shoulder blade is sitting, and if anything, orientating it down towards the spine and towards the hips. And gently bend at the elbow and close the lower arm so that it's parallel to the floor. So your palm is facing towards the floor. And inhale and open through the chest, lengthening the torso, the crown of the head reaching up towards the arm end on the bottom. And then exhale, straighten your arm down very slowly, leading with the elbow and leading with the lower tip of your shoulder blade. Lead with the elbow as you bend the arm. Lead with the elbow as you straighten the arm. And as you do this, see if you can sense that there is some activation of muscles around your shoulder blade. That's where you want to feel the work. Not in the front, not in your neck. Keep your collarbone smiling at me. That's the way. Just a couple more of these. So this is like repatterning exercises. We're not here to make you have buffed arms. We're here to make you have robust shoulders for great function, whether you're doing gardening or computer work. Then we're going to some external rotation. So you externally rotate from the shoulder joint, but again drawing the lower tip of your shoulder blade towards your hips, and then only come back so that you're parallel to the floor. Don't let it go inwards, so keep it parallel. Exhale, feel the glide of the shoulder blade over the ribs as it goes downwards and inwards a little bit towards the spine. And open. And close. And open. From there, we go back up to the previous position, and as we finish the side arm series, we finish it with a royal wave. So you push the hand forward as you rotate in the shoulder joint as well. Some of you might see this more as I'm stroking my cat, or I am driving past and waving to the people. So it's rotation in the lower arm, the wrist, and the upper arm at the shoulder joint. Now let's see if our mind can do it backwards. Back. So stroke down the back of your favorite puppy or your precious cat. Push. Now keep an awareness of the shoulder blades. If you don't, you're going to get tight in the neck. And then wave goodbye to me, as we then use that arm to sit up. Push up. I'm going to leave you to do the other side yourself, as you then pick up a ball. You can have a towel, but I know many of you that I have been working with have small balls that can be inflated with your mouth or with a pump. Anything that's got a bit of firmness but has air inside it. So place that ball in between your shoulder blades, because we're going to open up your ribs. And just gently roll back and place your hands behind your head. Interlace them. Thank you for such wonderful weather. And place the hands behind your head. As much as you can, lift the ribs towards the ceiling or the sky. And it doesn't matter how far back it is, because it will change after we do a few of these. So I want you to take a breath in, and as you breathe in, you want to feel like the ball is pressing into your back ribs to allow you to open your front ribs towards the skies. Big inhale, open the ribs. As you exhale, pull with your hands to lengthen the back of your neck as if you're lengthening it along the mat, and lift it with your hands, because it is heavy, to look at your chest, softening your sternum to stretch the back of the neck, and relax. Take a breath there. On the next inhale, we're going to do that again. So let the ball press into your back ribs as you continue to inhale, and open the front ribs, but press your tailbone into the floor. Open the ribs, open the armpits, lengthen through the elbows. And exhale. Lean down onto the ball, lengthen the back of the head upwards along the mat. Pull your head up with your hands, let your head be heavy, and look at your chest. And relax. We're going to lift our pelvis up, move the ball up ever so slightly, and yield over the ball. Wherever that place is for you, you may get your head to the floor, you may not. I want you to press your back ribs down into the ball so you feel the pressure of the ball, creating some nice acupressure to those tight muscles of the spine. And inhale, lift the ribs, lift them, lift them, lift them. You can open your elbows as much as possible for you. And exhale, lengthen out, pull the neck long with your hands, sink into the ball with your sternum softening, and look down to your chest. Big breath in, inhale and relax. Take one hand behind your head and the other hand by your side. Lift your pelvis up and walk the ball so that it's in your neck like a pillow. And rest your arms by your side. Having your heels reasonably close to your buttocks is a good idea, because we're going to work the glutes and hamstrings to help us get the greater stretch through the neck. Inhale and exhale, think of pulling your heels towards you. Just in your mind, pull them towards you, lengthen your knees away, so that's reach your knees away, pull your heels towards you to lift your buttocks off the floor ever so slightly. Reach your fingers long. Press the back of your shoulders into the mat. Press your shoulder blades into the mat and hold that for a breath in. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Reach your hands down a little bit further. Press your shoulders into the mat, shoulder blades into the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, push up a bit higher. And inhale, drop down through your lower ribs, waistline, sacrum, tailbone, release. You're going to do one more of those. So make sure you've got yourself still in your neutral position, heels relatively close to you. Check that your ball is secure in your neck. If your hair is helping it slide, you might want to just move it out of the way. Reach your hands down. Breathe in. Exhale, pull your heels towards you. Push your knees away to lift up. Reach your hands long and push the shoulder blades into the mat and press the back of your neck into the ball. Hold it. Breathe in. Open those ribs, front, side, back. And exhale, push your neck into the ball. Press your shoulders into the floor, your shoulder blades. Big exhale out, squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Inhale and exhale, drop lower ribs, waistline, sacrum, tailbone down. And the last stretch, which is really such a pleasure to do, is those really tight occipital muscles that are at the base of your skull. We call it your occipital muscles, but they're on the condyles of your skull. So turn your head ever so slightly. You'll feel it go to the raised side of the condyle, and then just look down towards your left hip. I'm looking down past my shoulder to my hip and pressing into the ball a little bit. Breathe in and stay there. Breathe out and again press into the ball. Inhale, release, and back to the center. Now find that little knobbly bit. Know that's where you're going to roll your head. And stop there and hold the ball in place. Inhale and exhale. Press into the ball as you look down to your right hip. Inhale, release. And exhale, push a little more. And back to the center. Take the ball up ever so slightly so you're getting more stretch at the back of your neck. Reach your arms down by your side. And I'm going to just tip my toes into the pool for a little bit of cool. I'm going to stay here and release my neck a bit further. And you're going to stay there for a couple more breaths. I'm going to be watching you because I'm going to stand up for our last exercise to release the outside of the shoulder. So 2 more breaths, and once you have done those, you will go over to the wall. So I'm going to come over to the side here and be very careful, and you are on the edge of a cliff. And so standing up against the wall, placing your shoulder tip at the height of the ball, and you're about 1.5 feet distance from the wall. Open your chest and just lean into the wall so you get a little bit of pressure into the top of the shoulder, right where the deltoid inserts and at the side of the shoulder joint. And it can get really tight, so don't let it stop you from doing the release. Keep lengthening really nice and tall. And then take the ball about 1/3 of the way down. You feel a little groove there. And lean into there for 2 breaths. Pull up the inner thighs. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the sky. Leaning in. This feels really good on my arm. Now I'm going down 2/3 of the way. Keeping this shoulder open. And lean into the wall. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. Then right down to the edge of the shoulder. And this is where we get really tight if we've been doing lots of typing. So it's right there at the edge of the elbow. And lean it in, nice and tall. Another breath. And release. And you take that away, and then you would turn around and do it the other side. Remember, it's at the shoulder joint. It's about 1/3 of the way down, leaning, then 2/3, and then at that elbow. And if you do that each day, you'll find that any tension in your shoulders will release. Thank you for joining us.